It is Friday, June 6th, a.k.a. Viktor's 43rd birthday. Last night, after I got off a little bit late, and by a little bit, I mean by like 2 hours late, I was taking care of some stuff here behind the scenes for Viktor to have Monday off, and I went to the store, got him a cheesecake, because there was no way I was going to have enough time to make a nice homemade blueberry cheesecake, and who knows how that would have turned out. It would have been horrible. But I got him that cheesecake from WinCo, the trusty cheesecake from WinCo, and then I also got him his favorite ice cream treat, those Biscoff cookie butter ice cream bars, and yeah, he's felt the love today, for sure, as he should. Made those posts about him on Facebook, make sure to say happy birthday to him online if you haven't said already to him on the show and all that. Thanks to those people that called into the morning show, said happy birthday to the one, the only Viktor Wilt. We tried surprising him with the nice present of getting a cameo from the one, the only Roger Clark, a.k.a. Arthur Morgan. Maddie, down the hallway, was willing to fork over that pretty big amount of money just to have a little 2-minute long video from Roger pretending to be Arthur on screen saying happy birthday to him. The reason why it didn't happen is because we told him to say, hey, could you say you're listening to Viktor Wilt on K-Bear 101? And sure enough, it got declined because that would be a commercial thing and we would have to get a business order, which was a whole lot more money. And so I don't know if it was Roger that personally declined it or if it was somebody that represents him. I don't know. But it ended up not happening. Kind of ruined the whole thing. It didn't ruin the whole thing, but I'm kind of disappointed. And by kind of, I mean a lot. I'm really disappointed in that whole thing not coming to fruition because I thought it would be a very cool gift to see his reaction to. But Maddie will get her money back. I think we'll try to get one to him next week. Maybe we'll see. I mean, next week, his weekend will be, forgotten about, and we'll just move on from there. But anyway, it's Friday. Let's have a great afternoon. Let's get to the weekend as fast as possible. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. Hopefully when Maddie gets me the footage for the Sleep Theory Never Tell interview that we did yesterday. It was awesome. Both bands are on the Afterglow tour with Oxymorons and Strayview. And it was really cool that both bands decided to come visit on their way from Spokane to Salt Lake City. And we just hung out in the back room there, had all like 9 or 10 people on 2 couches. I posted a couple photos. If you want to check them out, K-Bear at 101 FM on Facebook, Instagram. I think that's pretty much it. Maybe Threads as well. But I'll get the video interview on our YouTube channel at K-Bear 101 RMG once I get it from the Maddie Kid across the hallway. She's cleaning up the footage and all of that. And, it was funny because we were talking about it off the air, how bands will go to radio stations expecting the same old questions like, what inspired you to write this song? How'd you guys get your name? Do you like music? Blah, 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 blah. I just kind of was like, hey, I saw you guys had a recent video with Digital Tour Bus where you gave a little brief tour of your bus and you talked about playing video games quite a lot on that. What video games do you guys like to play? And sure enough, boom, they all lit up. And we talked about video games and sneaker collecting and things like that for 15 minutes. And it was just a fun conversation. I think those guys went to go eat somewhere locally, too. It was cool to see them just kind of hang out. It was their off day on tour. Usually, if it's if they're on their way to Salt Lake City that day, they'll just do like a 10-minute interview, then dip. These guys these guys spent the night in Idaho Falls. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, we'll get that Sleep Theory and Never Tell interview up on our YouTube channel pretty soon here at K-Bear 101 RMG. I'm still laughing at 96.9 The Eagle. Shout out to them on the west side of Idaho there, over in Boise. Shout out to Forrest. He's a nice guy. Met him once at the Disturbed show at the Ford Idaho Center Arena back in February. They decided to kind of spice up their profile, add a colorful profile picture, if you catch my drift, and they just keep calling out people in the comment section. It's quite funny. What they're doing is that instead of saying anything, I think there's just one guy that keeps replying to these hateful comments with just the person's profile picture. And it makes me laugh just because it's some of these pictures, man. I'm so glad I'm not a boomer in today's day and age. just because I know I would also be embarrassing on social media. I wouldn't know what to do. I wonder what social media is going to be like when millennials and Gen Zers or boomers. What's the internet going to be like? Is it all going to be just, I don't know, AI related, things like that? I mean, social media seems to be pretty much on the downfall. And more people are saying like, oh, I proudly don't have the Facebook app on my phone anymore. Like, okay, good for you. You want a cookie? Like, we have to use it here, As radio personalities, you have to post every single day. It's mandatory no matter where you go. It's like, okay, it's like an online billboard. You got to post so they see your logo and they go, maybe I should listen to them. But for the most part, I've never heard anybody say that. All right. At least they see your online product, but I've never heard somebody say, oh, I'm going to listen to a radio station after seeing their profile picture on social media. If you have been that person, let me know. I'd love to be proven wrong. Hit us up on Facebook, KBR 101, something like that. I don't know. Hit me up at 208-535-1015. But yeah, shout out to the Eagle for fighting back those same old people, those same loudmouths online that just for some reason feel the need to complain on Facebook all the time. It's really annoying. So my friend Matt, he'll be visiting me out here July 2nd through July 7th, along with my friend Christian. They're going to be back for the first time in 4 years. They visited around that time back in 2021. It was a fun little mini vacation. They got to see the great state of Idaho. Got to see at least Idaho Falls and part of Jackson. They got to see Jackson and part of East Idaho, but they're coming back to explore even more. And July 5th is when Ozzy is having his final show. And there's been tons of talks about it online, tons of headlines like, hey, he might die on stage, which I hope not. The guy seems immortal, but that would be the most Ozzy way to go out, is that, he just passes right there on stage, keels over, and that's it. They must be expecting some sort of crazy grand finale, because if you want to actually watch it online, expect to fork over $30 to just watch the live stream. At least that's what I saw posted by one of those guys that's in radio, but he's just like, his name's Jesse Lee. He's on Sirius XM Octane. He breaks news all the time. I don't know how he does it. He's like the Metal News TMZ. But yeah, he said Ozzy Osbourne's and Black Sabbath's Back to the Beginning farewell concert is going to be one of the biggest events of our lifetime, and almost every metalhead would give up their favorite battle vest to go, but tickets are completely sold out. Luckily, the show will be live streamed. Tickets are $29.99 and will allow you to watch the concert live, and they have a replay on demand for 48 hours. When the Back to the Beginning concert was announced, they said that proceeds would be donated to various charities, so we can only assume that that will be the case with the live stream profits. Sharon Osbourne commented, we had such an overwhelming demand from fans from around the globe who couldn't get tickets to the show, and they took to social media pleading with us to broadcast a live stream of the show. Being this is such an historic event, we couldn't just let them down. And I think I saw a package too where you can get like a T-shirt and the live stream for $64.99. Kind of ridiculous if you ask me, but I know that shirt's going to go fast. People are going to try to resell it online. Resellers ruin everything. Like, I just want to wear the T-shirt, keep it as a memento. I just hung up my little clothing rack. I built it. I built my clothing rack. It was disassembled in my closet. I rebuilt it. Put it in my second bedroom. I'm like, you know what? This will be great to display my band shirts with, because I have some band shirts that are mementos of concerts, and now I'm too fat to wear them. Like, I saw ELO at the Forum back in 2017. That shirt's hung up there. AC/DC at Dodger Stadium 2016. It has Angus in the Dodgers uniform right there in the front. That's hung up. Maybe if I lose like 100 pounds, I'll wear them again. But for right now, they're hung up in my bedroom. And if I were to get a Back at the Beginning shirt, I might just not even wear that. I might just keep that as a collectible. Put it in a nice, like, those cases where they put those jerseys in? I'd probably put it in one of those. Peaches Pit Party on KBR 101. Katie Lee from Z103 sent me a hilarious video, also with a hilarious idea of, this one lady posted a video saying, seeing if I can beat my cop fiance in a foot pursuit. And he got out of the car, but she started running before he could get out of the car. And I didn't watch the full video because I was laughing too hard at what she typed in. She said, we should get Lieutenant Crane to chase us all and see who gets away. I'm wanting to do this. I want to see who's going to be the slowest person. I'm hoping it's not me. I mean, we have a few people in this building. I'm not going to name names that are, they're older. And they might get caught. One of them might be a little bit, more, not rotund, but a little plump. And they might get caught first. All right. I feel like if I were to get back into running shape, which I desperately need to, I feel like I could maybe be like third to last. Fourth? Yeah, maybe fourth. Who's going to be the fastest? Most likely Katie. Who's going to be fastest on the DJ side? Yeah, definitely Katie, because there's only 6 of us. There's Katie, me, Justin from the Hawk, Josh and Chantel, and Viktor. Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of like older people, and I'm like, 320 pounds. There's no way I'm a fast runner. I haven't been even when I was like really, really skinny. Katie's going to beat us all, but this is a funny idea for social media, 100%. We'll have to do it next Friday when Lieutenant Crane is here again. After months of speculation and waiting, quarterback Aaron Rodgers has agreed to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers and is expected to join the Steelers ahead of next week's mandatory minicamp. This sets the Steelers up for an interesting season and their game against the Green Bay Packers, his former team, on October 26th. Will be must-see TV. Rodgers is reportedly signing a 1-year contract, but it's unknown if he'll follow through on the suggestion he made back in April when he said he'd play for the low, low price of $10 million. Derek Carr surprised the NFL world last month where he decided to retire instead of undergoing surgery on his shoulder. It was a costly move because he lost out on $30 million the New Orleans Saints were set to pay him. Carr seems to be taking the high road. As he explained, I didn't want to have surgery and just sit there, and it sounds crazy, but just take the Saints' money, adding, I knew my heart was at peace, and that's really all that mattered. That's very sweet, but let's not cry over a river for this guy. He made close to $200 million over his career, so he's hardly hurting for cash. Robot umpires are one step closer to appearing in Major League games. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said he plans to make a proposal to MLB's competition committee to introduce the automated ball strike system, ABS, into regular season games next year. The training tryout had umpires calling pitches, but each team gets 2 challenges, which could be called by the pitcher, catcher, or batter only. The committee will likely approve Manfred's proposal as the league has enough votes on the 11-person committee to push through what it wants. I mean, I for one, would love to see a perfect system. Perfect balls and strikes called in baseball. I'm tired of the old umpire causing trouble, games being ruined because of an umpire making like one bad call. The robots are the future. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. Now, this article is completely serious. Like, it's not supposed to be funny. But the picture that they chose for this article, mirror.co.uk, posted a whole story about how these children plummeted from this bouncy castle that was blown away in front of the parents. 2 children were left with injuries after the untethered bouncy castle was carried high into the air by a gust of wind at a school event in South Africa. The picture they chose was somebody's kid actually falling out of the bouncy castle. And it just has the caption, parents were forced to watch on as the children fell more than a dozen feet. Imagine being that kid later down the line that goes, you know what? You see that picture right there? That's me back when I was 8, back when I broke my leg falling out of a bouncy castle that was going to the sky. Why did they tether it down? It's a windy day, of course. No matter what it is, you got to tether the bouncy castle to the ground. Use sandbags. Use a heavy table. Use something. Nail it to the ground. Why wasn't it tethered? Maybe this qualifies also for Genius of the Day, which happens sometimes on the Victor Wiltz Show at 6:45. But still, this poor kid. A nice zoomed-in screenshot of this kid just falling out of the bouncy castle in the sky. That's horrible. You see, I thought this was a joke. I thought this was an Onion-type article. No, it's real. Those people that missed out on trying to get their real ID or their star card, whatever it's called. Isn't it just in Idaho it's called the star card? I'm not sure. I just know I have mine. I'm good to go. But TSA, the Legitimate Transportation Security Administration, posted this on Facebook. We love hot dogs and rotisserie chickens as much as the next person, but please stop telling people their Costco card counts as a real ID because it absolutely does not. And I see the Gold Star member card right there. I did love this comment about how, Costco membership card is not real ID. That's so un-American. Maybe it should count. I mean, has your picture, has your legitimate name there. Seems like it'd be just fine. Use this as a reminder for when you're using one of those iPads. They spin it around and go. It's going to ask you a couple of questions, which really is just, hey, it's going to ask for a tip. Hit whatever percentage you want to put in there, and that's about it. Well, I think at this store you could also hit like a custom tip. You could type in the amount that you wanted to give to this person. Or to give to this business, I should say. To the person. This woman out of San Bruno, California, she thought she was leaving a $5 tip at a store. It ended up being $5,000. So overall, this lady, she struggles with a shoulder issue. She went to a vape store to purchase CBD relief gel to ease her pain. And the receipts show the total for her items, about $130. So feeling generous yet short at the tall checkout stand, she left what she thought was a $5 tip. He says, enter a tip, but there was no decimal point. So she'd put in 500 and then accidentally hit another 0 and then hit send. And the guy behind the counter was like, I don't know how to delete it. So instead of voiding the transaction, the receipts show the clerk at San Bruno Exotic processed a tip for $5,000. But she pleaded for him to reverse it. At first, he claimed he couldn't, but then told her he never received the money. That's not what her bank statement shows, apparently. So I guess she's never trusting those machines again. Maybe she won't leave a tip next time. She's going to become one of those people that's like, I'm not touching this iPad. You do it. You do it for me. Wells Fargo has since responded to her, vowing to refund the $5,000 tip plus interest, too. So shout out to Wells Fargo for helping out this older, short lady. I figured it would happen. Didn't I talk about it on a previous show? I'll have to go back on the Peaches Pit Party podcast archive and listen to my previous breaks about the Sydney Sweeney Dr. Squatch soap. I said it was going to sell out within minutes, more than likely. Sure enough, it did. It sold out within seconds. Oh, they're even trying to resell it on eBay. Of course. That's what everybody does nowadays. Oh, you need a high demand item? Well, people are trying to resell everything now on eBay. The Pokemon card game got ruined because of resellers running inside of Costco's, taking the whole supply, finding some PSA 10 Charizard, trying to sell it on eBay for 10 grand. Someone buys it. They make a killing. But shortly after the sale, the bars of the soap were listed on eBay with prices ranging from $100 to over $1,000. Doesn't mean necessarily people are buying it. I would love to see who exactly is going to buy Sydney's Bathwater Bliss for over $1,000. Which sucker is going to buy that bar of soap? I thought what's so funny is that people were so mad about this idea. I mean, I think it's kind of dumb, but Dr. Squatch, I would say, is catering to teenage boys. I mean, like I talked about previously. Didn't they have a Flamin' Hot Cheeto soap? What adult wants to smell like Flamin' Hot Cheetos? Dr. Squatch is supposed to smell good, and I can guarantee you there's no actual bathwater of Sydney Sweeney in these bars of soap. And there's going to be that one guy that goes, I trust me. I know there's no bathwater in here. I'm going to sue Dr. Squatch. And sure enough, someone's going to sue the brand and be like, there's no bathwater in here. This is false advertising. It's going to be, we'll see. We'll see if another one of my predictions will come true. So here's one for the totally normal business practices file. A Tampa restaurant just tried to sue a woman over a 1-star Yelp review. And not only did they lose, now they've got a big old consumer alert slapped on their page. Yeah, the place is called Hale's Black Brick. And the review in question came from this lady named Irene, a self-described elite Yelper, which essentially means like I like to give out negative reviews to places and see if I can get some free stuff. Who apparently knows her way around dim sum and righteous indignation. That's how you say that word. I was like, huh? She gave the spot 1 star, said the meat was subpar, the spare ribs were so-so, and then the coffee was lukewarm, a cardinal sin, which... honestly, fair. I mean, I get it. She also had some opinions about the authenticity of the menu, even included a photo of the chef's wife, who she tried to tell her what dim sum should be. Cue the lawsuit from the chef. The restaurant filed for defamation and tried to shake her down for $50,000 because apparently bad coffee and criticism are just too much to handle. But a Florida judge tossed the case out back in February, saying the review was protected free speech. Now, Yelp has flagged the restaurant with a big red warning for questionable legal threats, and the internet's doing what it does best, roasting them harder than their lukewarm coffee ever could. If your food can't survive a Yelp review, maybe it's not the review that's the problem. Maybe it is the ribs. You ever follow your GPS and end up in the wrong neighborhood? How about on the tarmac at the O'Hare Airport? A DoorDash driver in Chicago was just trying to deliver someone's food when he rolled right through a security gate at O'Hare's International and drove straight up to a United Airlines plane. Just parked his red Hyundai Elantra like it belonged there. The guy told police he was just following GPS directions, which, I mean, sure happens. But the wild part is there was no security guard at the gate, like zero. To make it even better, the car chilled next to the plane for 10 whole minutes before anybody showed up. Turns out the private security guard who was supposed to be watching the gate did see an unfamiliar car roll in. She just didn't report it right away. She's since been fired. The DoorDash guy released without charges. No word yet on whether he still has the job, but, 5 stars for commitment. That's what I got to say. If your airport security is getting outmaneuvered by a guy with a spicy chicken sandwich and a Waze account, it might be time to reevaluate some things. Speaking of hurt, I thought Las Vegas was hurting for people because, everything's so expensive over there. That's what I've seen. I've seen tons of articles about how Vegas's tourism's way down. And it wasn't that long ago that Las Vegas casinos offered free parking and kept prices relatively low to attract as many visitors as possible. Maybe it's because there's not that many people visiting anymore that now they're like, okay, hey, let's jack the prices up. Many casinos on the Strip now charge for parking and also charge a resort fee to people staying at their hotels. Another ripple of fees has been unleashed recently, as they're now charging an extra $60 plus tax for early check-in. The casinos can get away with charging these extra fees because people keep paying these extra fees. And the kicker is that people are paying these extra fees for the privilege of throwing away even more money, gambling on the casino floor. I haven't been to Vegas in, I would say, legitimately 20 years. And I'm only 28, but the only time I've ever been in Vegas was when I was a kid. We stayed at Circus at the time. I remember we played a whole bunch of different just fun games, and we got a whole garbage bag full of these stuffed animals, different stuffed mascots. Like I think I had like a stuffed Squirtle at one point, and I kept those for a little while, or I should say a long time, and then we just threw them out. But that's the only time I've ever been in Vegas. There was the one other time I tried booking a couple years back. I was going to have a nice little weekend in Vegas with my ex-girlfriend, and well, she broke up with me the day before. No, it wasn't the day before. I think it was was it her birthday? No, it was just a random trip that I was like, hey, let's do this, and I bought it for us. It was a nice present to her. Yeah, she broke up with me shortly after that, and I got my money back for the trip, and haven't been really contemplating the trip since. I mean, I might try to go. I just have zero money to gamble, and everything else there is so much money. I think I just saw. Didn't I just talk about it on the show about this one guy that was just yelling about Guy Fieri's restaurant how he spent like $70 for 2 chicken sandwiches at Guy Fieri's restaurant. It was 2 chicken sandwiches and 2 waters. It was $70. It was like $23.99 each for the 2 chicken sandwiches and then plus tip. Utterly absurd. I'd much rather get like a McChicken from McDonald's and just, I don't spend way less money, I guess. Yeah, Las Vegas is going to be hurting even more. Tomorrow, make sure you visit the Idaho Falls Farmers Market. Are we supposed to have some good weather this weekend? Let me check. I haven't checked that in a while. I just assume it's going to be hot now. It's that time of the year, and I'm like, I'm suffering. I don't like the heat. Oh, it's supposed to be 80 degrees tomorrow and sunny. All right, there we go. There's your weather update on the air. 80 degrees in Idaho Falls with a low of 50. Anyway, the Idaho Falls Farmers Market happens every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. from now through October. Right there on Memorial Drive. There's a ton of vendors this year, over 170 of them, as a matter of fact, offering, the same old usual stuff. Produce, meats, baked goods, crafts, and more. And next Wednesday, Viktor is going to be there, along with Z103, Katie Lee from Z103. Both of them will be there from 9 to 2, the entire time it's open. And they'll be accepting some pet food donations. Now, I was told by Josh Tyler of Classy 97 that my info page had some errors. So I'm going to see what he meant by that and fix it. But yeah, we're accepting pet food donations next Saturday. Yeah, for some reason it says right there, we'll be at the farmer's market on Friday, June 14th. Why did I put that? Saturday. There we go. To benefit the Snake River Animal Shelter. That's yeah, there we go. Okay, now I'm fixing the web page and doing a radio show at the same time. You can find out all the information on this by clicking on Farmers Market right there on any one of the channel apps, K-Bear, Alt, or Cannonball. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. Do I feel like doing it to Peach their own question today? Not really. To be quite honest with you. It's one of those days where I need to catch up in the afternoon and I need to do some behind the scenes stuff, and I can try doing both behind-the-scenes stuff and answer calls, but that would just, delay me doing the whole behind-the-scenes stuff that's a priority here at this building. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know. I wanted to talk about this specific question first. This is not a to Peach their own question. Like, you don't have to call in and expose a company that you used to or currently work for. I just found this interesting. Somebody posted this question on Ask Reddit. What's a company secret you can share now because you don't work there anymore? Spectrum call centers use Fios for internet access. Their own service couldn't handle the demand. Someone replied to that comment saying, I work in IT. Whenever someone says they have Spectrum or Cox, I groan. The packet loss tests looks like roller coaster rides. I found this one quite interesting. I don't know if they're a store anymore. There might still be some locations around Claire's. My sister used to go there all the time back when she was way young. But I guess the employees that pierce your ears at Claire's, they can literally just be 15, 16-year-old kids with no work experience, literally on their first day at their very first job, told to go out and start piercing ears. Just pretend you've done this before. That person was one of those kids. What else is there? Number 335, or no, number 35 on any phone at Lowe's will get you access to the store paging/intercom system. Okay, great. I just said that on the air. Somebody's going to be trying that out this afternoon, I guess. Please don't. About a month ago, Amazon unveiled a new line of high-tech warehouse robots that feature a human-like sense of touch. And now Amazon is testing humanoid robots that could be deployed to deliver packages right to your doorstep. So while Amazon has been using robots in its warehouses for a long time, this would be their first big leap into sending robots out into the wild. And I can only imagine just trying to do this in a place like Southern California or even San Francisco, Portland, Oregon, various big cities around the U.S., there's going to be people trying to steal whatever package these robots are holding. There are robots on college campuses that will deliver food to students, that they just drive right up to the dorm. And what's funny is that people are stealing out of those too, especially in Los Angeles. There are those robots that or go down Hollywood Boulevard with somebody's DoorDash order. Some homeless guy sees that, runs up to it, drop kicks the robot, opens it up, takes the food, and then that person gets updated in the app saying, hey, your order has been canceled. It's crazy, right? Who would have thought? Robots getting jumped in the streets of LA. I'm sure it's happening elsewhere too. I've just seen it firsthand of people just stealing other people's Chili's orders, which is pretty wild. So the Idaho Falls Farmers Market, it happens every Saturday from now through October. Not tomorrow, but the Saturday after that, June 14th, Viktor is going to be there along with Katie from Z103. And we're going to be collecting pet food donations. Now, if you click on the Farmers Market link within any one of the channel apps, K-Bear, Alt, or Cannonball, it'll give you exactly what you need to know. We're going to be helping out the Snake River Animal Shelter. And what they do need as a number one priority, they even said this, dry cat food. Number one priority there. Right behind that, dry dog food. They need cleaning supplies like tall kitchen garbage bags, disinfectant solution, Clorox wipes, pet toys like durable toys preferred, leashes and collars, all sizes. Those go home with every adopted pet. What they say not to bring? Traditional. Did I say traditional? What am I turning into? My sister when she was young? Back when she had that speech impediment? Sorry, Bailey. I didn't mean to be mean right there. My sister had to go through that. She couldn't lift her tongue, and she couldn't say her R's. And I used to be that older brother that would make fun of her. And now I'm starting to sound like, don't do it. It's karma. Karma getting back at me. I'm sorry. I used to be that young, dumb kid picking on my sister. Now she could kick my butt. She's a kickboxing instructor. Or should I say kickboxing instructor, as I was messing up my words earlier. No traditional kitty litter is what it says. The shelter does not use it and has specifically asked us to avoid collecting it. So thanks for helping us support local pets. If you do decide to donate, not tomorrow, please don't bring pet food to the farmer's market tomorrow. Instead, for tomorrow, if you just want to donate straight to the Snake River Animal Shelter, you could do that. But we'll be collecting those donations at the Idaho Falls Farmers Market next Saturday. Just look for Viktor, look for Katie Lee, and look for that Riverbend Media Group booth. We'll be set up there. And thank you. And then enjoy the Idaho Falls Farmers Market. It happens every Saturday from now through October, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Memorial Drive. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.